From your 24-hour news source, this is the Channel 4 News Nightcast with Tom Randalls, Kelly Craig, meteorologist Brian Norcross, weather, Tony Segreto, sports, and the Channel 4 News team.
Terrible economics. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Bill Clinton. You're not going to pander your way into the White House as long as I'm around.
Tough talk, but there is no Songus in the South tonight. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Florida voters have virtually cleared the campaign trail for two presidential hopefuls vying for their party's nominations. Tonight we have comprehensive coverage of Decision 92, but we begin first with the numbers. Take a look. In the Democratic primary, Florida voters gave Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton a big boost. Clinton took 52% of the vote. Paul Songus came in with 32%. Jerry Brown with 13%.
The message of the voters tonight is that we got to go beyond the plain old politics of the 80s, the politics of division and denial and destruction. The people in the South heard the worst about me, but they saw the best.
On the Republican side, President Bush took 68% of the votes, a whopping 68% to 32% for Pat Buchanan. Bush is hoping to finish off the conservative commentator with a big Super Tuesday showing.
Well, South Floridians played a major role in the Bush and Clinton victories tonight. In Broward, 54% of the voters backed Clinton over Songus, with Jerry Brown bringing up the rear. On the Republican side, President Bush swamped Buchanan 69% to 31%. And in Dade County, the numbers stack up like this: Clinton 53%, Songus 34%, and Brown almost 10%. And on the Republican side in Dade, Bush had well over 80% of the votes, Buchanan 18%. Just what do all these numbers mean for the future of the presidential hopefuls? Our Decision 92 coverage continues with our political reporter, Nick Bogert. He joins us now with the answer, Nick.
Well, Kelly, obviously this a very impressive showing for Bill Clinton. It obviously puts him in very good position going into the industrial Midwest next week. A week ago, a pair of polls showed the Songus-Clinton race as being very close, but that sure changed. Poll workers wrapping it up at Precinct 539. The last vote of Super Tuesday here went to Paul Songus. Adi Haralambidis cast it.
He's Greek. So what else you want to know?
539 was a rare Songus win tonight. Even before the machines were packed away, exit polls showed Bill Clinton a big winner. They were able to celebrate early at Clinton's party in Dade. Senator Songus right now has 28% of the vote, and Bill Clinton has 56%. It was expected Clinton would win most Super Tuesday contests, that Songus could count on only 2 primary wins. But Clinton turned Florida, the only real question mark of Super Tuesday, into an exclamation point. He won virtually every group. This Brownsville precinct went 81% for the Arkansas governor.
He's for education. He's for giving people jobs. And he's for the people.
Clinton even won the heavily courted, primarily Jewish condo vote. His attack strategy aimed at Songus policies on economics, seniors' benefits, and Israel may have done damage.
As a result of raising those questions and putting Songus on the defensive, Clinton had the upper hand when a hell of a lot of voters suddenly became interested in this two-man shootout.
Songus forces did not have much reason to cheer, but pointed out their Florida campaign is really only 3 weeks old.
I know exactly where we started, Nick, so we came from a long way back at 2% last fall of the straw poll up to mid-30s tonight.
South Florida Bush backers, including campaign chairman and presidential son Jeb Bush, celebrated.
We've had our party fight. George Bush will be the nominee of our party.
But putting the fight in the past tense may be premature. First off, there really was a scuffle as AIDS protesters crashed the president's party. But more serious for the president, 4 of 10 Florida Republicans do not approve of his performance.
I voted for Patrick Buchanan, although I was looking for a write-in line to put Ronald Reagan's name in to get my real point across.
On the plus side for Mr. Bush, he still does well with Cuban Americans. He won this little Havana precinct by 9-1.
Number 1.
Well, if the pressure was on the president to finish off somehow Pat Buchanan on the Super Tuesday, this probably won't do it. He's already in Michigan. Buchanan is looking ahead to next week. But the pressure, Tom and Kelly, really may start to build on him to stop dividing the party. He may hear that from more people.
And Jerry Brown's going to stick with it, huh?
I think so. He has to make his 10% to get the federal matching funds. He still, of course, has his home state of California ahead of him. And he may think that he's exerting some sort of liberalizing influence on the other two by staying in the race.
Good point. All right, thanks very much.
The black vote keyed Clinton's claim on Florida this Super Tuesday. The showing at the ballot box clearly divided along racial lines. Channel 4's 11 o'clock reporter David Bloom joins us live from a Clinton victory celebration. David.
Well, Tom, incredibly, the celebration here in Miami is pretty much wrapped up, only because Clinton wrapped things up so early. He won because he won amongst less educated voters, lower income voters, elderly voters, and most especially black voters. Bill Clinton won the black vote decisively. NBC News exit polls show 3 out of every 4 black voters in Florida's Democratic primary voted for Clinton. Pollsters say that wide margin may have made the difference.
Roughly 20% of Florida's Democratic voters today were black. 3 out of 4 of them went for Clinton. Clinton won by about 15 percentage points. You could argue that almost all of those votes in the Clinton margin were cast by blacks.
He had a mainstream message, and it was inclusive. I mean, if you look at his campaign, you can see people of all nationalities, all races supporting him.
This polling place in Miami is like many others. Virtually every single black voter we spoke to cast a ballot for Bill Clinton. If you listen to why blacks voted for Clinton in such overwhelming numbers, you can understand why the Arkansas governor won this state so handily.
I think that he'll put us back to work. We need jobs.
He be honest about that Social Security and all of that. And see, I'm a senior citizen, and I believe that he would help the senior citizens.
Labor, you know, the labor, my union endorsed him. That's the reason. It was endorsed by the union.
I feel like he'll make a very good president.
And a lot of other people evidently agree. Now, the contest next moves to Michigan and Illinois. In Illinois, 1/3 of the Democratic primary voters are black. And if Clinton scores the numbers that he scored here in Florida, he will continue to do very well indeed. Tom, Kelly.
All right, David, obviously the people there want Bill.
That's right.
Thanks. Kelly.
Hey, we gave that away, huh?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, the presidential primaries are not the only races being decided tonight. In Broward County, voters were kept busy deciding several races. The most closely watched, the Hollywood mayor's race. Channel 4's Carrie Sanders joins us live now with more from Hollywood. A tight one, huh, Care?
A very tight one. I'm at Mara Gelante headquarters right now. They popped the champagne corks. They've eaten some cake. Let's take a look at the numbers here. As we take a look at the numbers, you see Mara Gelante getting 44% of the vote. Sal Olivari, who was the incumbent mayor, 36% of the vote. Perhaps the spoiler in all of this was Jared Anton taking 18% of the vote. Sal Olivari thinking, or at least saying tonight, that he believes that the votes that would have gone to him went to Jared Anton, who did surprisingly well, 18% of the vote here, as you see. Mara Gelante is the former mayor here. She was mayor from 1986 to 1990. This was a very divisive, sometimes dirty race between Mayor Sal Olivari and Mara Gelante. So what happened here a short while ago was really an unusual move for this city.
When I got into office, you remember what I professed, and that was unity, and unity builds community.
That's right.
And I want us to have a unified force in Hollywood, and I want us to work together, and I hope this will be the beginning of real unity forever in Hollywood.
Amen.
How do you respond to that?
What?
What do you say to the mayor there?
Well, how can we fail then? Really, I think this bodes very well for our future. It really does.
Let's take a look at the numbers now on another issue that was facing voters here in all of Broward County, whether to dissolve the Port Authority. And as you see, a surprising number, 58% dissolving what they say is just too many layers of government.
The less government, the better. The more efficient and the less we have to pay in taxes, because both county government and Port Authority like taxing us, and at least we take away the power of one of them at this time.
So the Port Authority has dissolved back here at Mara Gelante headquarters. They're going to be partying for some time. You can see them right here holding up the sign. They're excited. They feel that they did a lot of work here, and that it did pay off. Of course, now they have to get back to the issues facing government, bond issues, and et cetera, things that are less glamorous, but really are how you run a city. Kelly?
All right, Carrie, thanks very much. Well, 6 other mayoral races decided in several South Florida cities tonight. Results thus far have these candidates ahead. In Pembroke Pines, Charles Flanagan with 68%. The winner in Coral Springs, G.D. Mills, has 52% of the votes. Voters in Tamarack elected Herman Larry Bender with an overwhelming 69% as mayor. In Wilton Manor, Sandra Steen with 67% won. In Lauderdale by the Seas, it is Ken Wordlaw leading with 51%. And in Parkland, Sal Pagliaro with a resounding 74%. There are also a host of commission seats up for grabs tonight, all in Broward County. Keep watching throughout the newscast. We will give you the names of the projected winners. Tom?
Back to the presidential primaries and caucuses. We've already told you who the winners are in Florida. Now here's a look at the projected presidential winners in other states. Clinton is claiming victories in Mississippi, Oklahoma, Texas, Tennessee, and Louisiana. Paul Tsongas won in Delaware, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. And President Bush is claiming a clean sweep on Super Tuesday with victories in Texas, Massachusetts, Oklahoma, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Rhode Island.
Well, there's one more vote you can make on this Super Tuesday. In our exclusive Channel 4 News telepoll tonight, we are asking, should you be able to vote for none of the above on the primary ballot? We've heard from a lot of folks who say they don't like the choices, but they can't voice their disapproval. Well, now you can. If your answer is yes, call 1-900-407-3333. If no, call 1-900-407-4444. We've been asking this question all day. So far, early results are 85% saying yes. None of the above should appear on the ballot. 15% said no. We'll have final results at the end of the newscast.
Coming up on the Channel 4 News Nightcast, a whole lot of other news. Is there a mob link to a brutal slaying in New York? We'll have details.
Plus, the father of one of the UM students who died in a spring break tragedy talks. The Nightcast returns in just a moment.
It was you and her, and no one else in the world. Then came the house, the kids, the bills. Today, more of your generation choose Barnett than any other bank in Florida. Perhaps because we have the services that fit your life. Now that the kids are gone, now that it's you and her, and no one else in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on the elegant new J30. A classic luxury sedan in an infinity kind of way. A driver's car with 2 airbags, soft leather appointments, and tasty wood. Hey, pal, don't you even think about it. The new J30 from Infinity.
Wednesday, one day only.
20 to 50% off everything at Byron's.
Hey, you dropped a J.
$14.92. Well, now, I mean, it's 1992 now.
Well, somebody's having a party.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a great celebration somewhere.
Somewhere, maybe on an island.
What island?
In the Caribbean.
Give me a hint,
okay. Where Columbus himself said, all the islands are very beautiful, but this exceeds them all.
Oh, well, of course, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, the quincentennial. Oh, I want to be there.
Oh, me too. Call that number, honey.
Hand me the phone, will you,
Sure.
please?
At 5 on 4 News Now. Remember this scene? Then Fort Lauderdale made it too tough for spring breakers to have fun. Now they're loosening their rules. We'll show you why. Plus, if students aren't going to Fort Lauderdale, where are they going? Our crews found some eye-opening destinations. On 4 News Now at 5 tomorrow.
Female fakers. Meet the men who dress up and impersonate some of Hollywood's hottest women stars, only on Entertainment Tonight.
7:30 on Channel 4 after A Current Affair. Coming up later on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, it's Jay Leno with Oscar nominee Warren Beatty.
Wouldn't you like to win? I would like very much to.
And new music sensation Sophie B. Hawkins.
I wish I was your lover.
And on Late Night, Dave welcomes Gina Davis.
Tonight on America's Funniest Home Videos.
Jay and Dave later tonight.
From your 24-hour news source, Channel 4 News continues.
Shockwaves continue to resonate through the University of Miami. Tonight, friends and family gathered to pay respects to one of the UM students killed in Cancun, Mexico, Sunday. 19-year-old Melissa Fernandez died when a rented Jeep plunged off a road in the Yucatan Peninsula. One other student was killed. 3 others were injured. Funeral services for Melissa Fernandez will be Thursday morning in Miami Beach. This afternoon, Melissa's father called on Mexican authorities to improve road safety to save other families from his pain and sorrow. He says a guardrail could have saved his daughter's life.
There's no reason why these kids get killed, whether it's my daughter or whoever. It says something has to be done. It says something has to be done. Because really, to put a chain fence, it doesn't cost that much money. You know, we're not talking about a wall. Something to protect these tourists, really. All they do is take their money, and that's just it.
And sadly, this is not the first time tragedy has struck the Fernandez family. 11 years ago, Melissa's 16-year-old brother died of heart failure.
Well, questions about this accident and the safety of vacationers in Cancun still lingering tonight. Channel 4's Jose Diaz-Balart is in Cancun, and he has this report.
Thousands and thousands of students that are here for spring break, and the last thing they have on their minds when they leave their hometowns and come here is safety issues. As a matter of fact, they are here in a very carefree attitude. This is a sun and fun playground, and they are taking as much advantage of it as possible. Clearly, the officials that I've talked to today here in Mexico tell me that apparently alcohol was not involved in the accident, which occurred about 100 miles west of Cancun on Highway 180. So even though that group of kids was not involved in any way with alcohol, there is a lot of that going on. The attitude here is one of total and complete abandon and safety, things like safety belts, and if there's a roll bar on the Jeep, and those are the things that they don't think about because they're here on vacation, and that's something that simply just doesn't go through their minds. Hello? Hello?
Jose, are you on the phone?
Hello, I'm sorry, I can't hear.
All right, obviously we're having some technical difficulties with Jose with that report, but he filed that report that you heard just a couple of moments ago, a little bit earlier tonight, and we'll be hearing more from Jose tomorrow. In other news, police in Tallahassee piecing together a murder case tonight, one involving a 19-year-old community college student and mother. Eloise Stevens was found murdered in her apartment after firefighters were called to put out a blaze there. Her body was found 1 floor above an apartment where a Miami co-ed was murdered last September. Tonight, police are questioning one suspect in the case. In Chicago, listen to this. An 8-year-old girl is in serious condition tonight after being shot in the back by a classmate. Police are calling it an accident. The gun went off as another 8-year-old was showing the gun off to other kids. The boy brought the weapon into a West Side elementary school in his book bag.
Well, this is anything but child's play. A mob-style shooting linked to the trial of alleged crime boss John Gotti. Police say the sister of an organized crime defector was shot by masked gunmen this morning in Brooklyn. 38-year-old Patricia Capozzalo is in serious condition. Her brother has been named as a possible witness in Gotti's murder and racketeering trial.
Still ahead on the Channel 4 News Nightcast, a small insect no larger than a fly has some horse owners on edge tonight, hoping to keep their animals alive.
And the Material Girl captured on film without much material on her body. We'll tell you where you can get a peek, if you so choose, when we come back.
We're rolling up our sleeves all across the land, from the country to the city, gonna give the best we have.
Where is it written that prices have to go up? Not at Walmart, and not in times like these.
We're rolling back the price from Bakersfield to Eagle Shout, working for each other, that's what it's all about.
At Walmart, we're rolling up our sleeves and rolling back prices wherever we can.
Roll back America.
It's not a sale, it's a commitment to give you even lower prices on hundreds of items to save you money.
Roll back America. America. Gotta keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. Rolling up our sleeves, rolling back the price together. Roll back America.
Roll back America. New lower prices at Walmart.
Roll back America.
Always the low price, always.
Hey, someone else.
She taught us English, but she also taught us hope.
This is a good time.
And when we moved away, I never forgot her.
All week through Friday, AT&T out-of-state calls in the U.S. are just 11 cents a minute from 5 to 11 p.m.
And Mrs. Kramer, Our daughter is talking in English.
This is a good time to talk.
A friend like that, you really want to keep forever.
Ah, spring. When young lovers begin to think about Camrys.
The all-new Toyota Camry with a standard driver's side airbag. And now, just announced, a special 36-month easy drive lease payment of only $269 per month. Just $269 per month. And now, come see the all-new Camry wagon at the Spring Drive sales event.
Ah, spring is sprung.
It's not an MRI or CAT scan. It's a PET scan. Only a PET scan shows coronary artery blockage this way, painlessly, without surgery, before a heart attack strikes. The North Broward Hospital District has the only PET scan in Broward because we bring more world-class technology to Broward, more than any single hospital. 4 hospitals, 1 standard of excellence. Call us at 355-4888.
I'm Jose Diaz-Balart, inviting you to join me along with Celia Cruz at the Budweiser Channel 4 stage for another year of Calle Ocho, Southwest 8th Street and 23rd Avenue. Don't miss it.
From your 24-hour news source, Channel 4 News continues.
Manuel Noriega will not take the stand in his federal drug trafficking trial. This morning, the defense rested its case. Defense attorneys say Noriega made the final decision not to take the stand. The prosecution will now call rebuttal witnesses before both sides present closing arguments to the jury.
A tiny beetle, no bigger than your fingertip, is causing sickness and even death among some South Florida horses. This pony recently died after eating alfalfa hay infested by the blister beetle. The tiny bug lodges itself in the horse's stomach, boring its way through. The hay came from the Midwest. Now, the pony was kept at the Hunting Horn stable, where another horse has become critically ill. Playwright Edward Albee, embroiled in his own true-to-life drama, says he is innocent of indecent exposure. Albee entered that plea in Miami today. In January, 2 police officers patrolling Crandon Park Beach on Key Biscayne found Albee naked. Now, his lawyer claims genital exposure is not against the law unless it's done in a vulgar or indecent way.
I wonder why this next story follows the one you just read. Did you miss Madonna on her recent visit to South Florida? Well, if so, a British tabloid has compiled a revealing photo album from her trip. The Material Girl was not wearing any material when a photographer snapped these shots. Madonna was doing a photo layout for a new book on erotica in Coconut Grove and other parts of South Florida. It is due out sometime next year.
Well, she'll never be called shy.
No, not at all. Right now, Tony Segreto is going to join us now to tell us what's coming up in sports.
Well, with all the precincts in, we have a winner at the arena between the Heat and the Celtics, and the balloting is all done on Bo Jackson. He has made a major decision. We'll have all that coming up for you in sports in just 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Okay, Governor.
Okay.
Channel 4 Sports is brought to you in part by your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
There's never been a golfer quite like him or a luxury car quite like Lincoln Town Car. The roomiest, quietest, smoothest riding luxury car you can own. Available now in a special Jack Nicklaus Signature Series with standard dual airbags, Oxford white leather seats, deep jewel green exterior, anti-lock brakes, and more. Drive for show in the limited edition Jack Nicklaus Signature Series Town Car. Available for a limited time at your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Gulfstream season comes to its crowning conclusion with a 3-day, $2 million weekend of world-class racing, featuring the $500,000 Florida Derby this Saturday. With all its pageantry, excitement, and family entertainment, the Florida Derby is the greatest show on turf. The richest weekend in Florida racing begins Friday with the $200,000 Orchid Handicap and ends Sunday closing day with the $300,000 Pan American Handicap. Gulfstream, home of the Florida Derby this Saturday.
Between having a career and having a family,
Do you think I want to be away from you?
Dottie Ingalls made the only choice she could. Both. This is a Wonderful Film raves Joel Siegel. 4 stars. Fresh and funny, says Gene Shalit.
I'm not going to be away so much anymore, okay?
From Nora Ephron, the writer of When Harry Met Sally.
But if something great comes up, I'll do it.
This Is My Life.
It's time to go to bed now.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
The White Flower Sale is an idea created by Macy's to give you the opportunity to save on everything you want, on everything you need. At Macy's White Flower Sale, you'll find savings, values, or bonuses on every floor, in every department. Fashions, accessories, jewelry, save on electronics, bed and bath, and housewares. Macy's White Flower Sale. Savings throughout the store. Wednesday and Thursday. Don't miss it.
Critics are calling it the feel-good event of the year. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll wag your tail.
Nice doggy.
At Mazda Mania, the year's premier sales event. With cashback plus special options, save up to $2,240 on a Mazda Protege. Don't miss these 4-star savings.
I love you, Bob.
Dave.
Don't miss Mazda Mania.
At your local Mazda dealer now.
For scores, trades, draft picks, call Channel 4's free sports hotline in Dade 358-8000, code 4444. Broward 731-7000, code 4444. A service of the Real Talk Yellow Pages and Channel 4 News, your 24-hour news source. Listen to Tony's Sports Updates every weekday morning on Magic 102.7.
From your 24-hour news source, Channel 4 News continues.
Well, was it Super Tuesday for the Miami Heat? They were trying to beat the Boston Celtics, who haven't lost since Larry Bird returned to the lineup 4 games ago. Here's a shark and a bird. Greg Norman, an avid Celtics fan in the crowd. Celtics jumped out to an 11-point lead in the first quarter. Robert Parrish gets the loose ball, and the jam follow. But the Heat won on a 16-3 run. Glenn Rice drives with a nice put up there. You can't talk about Rice without showing him pop a tray. Heat by 2 at the half. The Celtics look sluggish at times. Bad pass by Bird. Grant Long says, I'll take that, the easy 2 at the other end. But this was by far the best play of the night. Watch Rice, the alley-oop to Steve Smith. Heat by 10 after 3. Hey, remember this guy? It's former Heater Sherman Douglas. The crowd booed him all night. He had 14. Celtics closed to within 2. Late in the game. 1:51 left. Bimbo, Rice, the pressure 2-pointer, nothing but net. Heat improved to 22-9 at home. They win 108-101. Rice finishes with 31. Miami only 4 turnovers in the entire game. Let's look at the scoreboard now. Denver over Orlando. Charlotte a winner over Minnesota. Cleveland by a bucket over Phoenix. Indiana beating Washington by 10. The Lakers over New York by a bucket. Portland a big winner over Milwaukee. Houston takes on Dallas. And San Antonio 103, Atlanta 92. Bo Jackson may have taken his last at-bat. The White Sox star outfielder has decided to have hip replacement later this summer. Jackson was re-signed today by the White Sox and will get paid the league minimum of $109,000. Doctors say Bo could return, but the chances are very slim. Another American hero, Olympic goalie Ray LeBlanc, making his debut for the Blackhawks tonight with his USA helmet on. The pressure was taken off LeBlanc against San Jose. His teammate Dan Vincelette drills one for the goal. LeBlanc looked like he did when he was playing for Team USA. One save after another. Chicago wins it, the final 5-1. Let's see. Football had one, baseball had one. Hockey is currently on the verge of having one. But a golf strike? PGA Tour officials are unhappy about contract negotiations and could walk off the course at this week's Honda Classic in Weston. Forget it. The tournament will go on as planned. Today's shootout went on as planned. Most of the thousands that came out today wanted to see Dan Marino take on the pros. Danny's got that familiar quick release. Great drive here on number 1. All he wanted to do was get past the first hole in this shootout. Mission accomplished, but that was it. Still a successful day for the single-digit handicapper. Fuzzy Zeller was the winner. Not as fortunate was the University of Miami baseball team tonight. Look at this at the light, losing big to the Illini, the final 14-5. That'll do it for sports. Kelly and Tom, back to you.
All righty, well, still ahead on the Nightcast. Brian says, don't you let the last couple of days fool you.
Old Man Winter still has a couple of tricks up his sleeve. Stay with us.
8 years ago, BMW started a driving school in America.
The better a car feels to you, the better a car is engineered.
For BMW, a natural extension of an inherent belief.
The better driver you become.
That's quite a feeling to be able to go around a corner like that.
A belief that a well-engineered automobile should do more than simply improve the driver's image.
And I felt like I had control of the car instead of the car having control of me.
A better driver. The ultimate goal of the ultimate driving machine.
I would not even try to do my own taxes anymore.
We just depend on H&R Block to do them.
H&R Block is prepared for you.
I wanted the Johnsons to feel at home.
She really knows her business, and her business is taxes.
We're always right there.
The whole team's behind us all the way.
I'm real committed to this team.
We stand behind our work and guarantee your satisfaction.
America's tax team, standing up for you.
Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. Hi, ma'am. How you doing? Good to see you there, Beth. Well, hello there. How you doing? How you doing, bud? How you doing? How you doing? If you treat people nice, they're going to treat you nice. Come on in, ladies. Hi.
I believe if American car companies are putting out a good product, they deserve a shot, and Buick's doing that.
Motor Week magazine called Park Avenue the best luxury car value in the world. LeSabre, a Best Buy in both Consumer's Digest and Motor Trend. And Regal continues to snatch sales from every import because of quality. Announcing financing as low as 2.9% or giant cash back. See your nearest Florida Buick dealer and test drive Buick quality today.
From your 24-hour news source, Channel 4 News continues.
Time for weather, and Brian, I understand we have some real nasty weather in Central Florida.
It's the same system that caused all the tornadoes last night. It's causing tornadoes tonight. And in Orlando, Universal Studios just got this off the wire, a gust front, in other words, just a big gust of air ahead of the thunderstorms, blew down some lighting scaffold at Universal Studios. 4 people hurt there, 1 hospitalized, so no doubt we'll know about that tomorrow. And tornadoes in the Charlotte area tonight doing damage. We know that, but we don't know much more. We'll look at it all in just a second. Let's take a look outside and see what we have here. There's the Channel 4 Grove cam live from Coconut Grove. And how are we doing downtown tonight? Well, the temperatures are dropping down through the mid-70s. It's plenty humid, though. 84% south at 8 on the wind, 20-mile-an-hour gusts on the beach, and no rain yet, but we expect some later on tonight. Official temperature 76, very popular, 78 at Key West. On the record today, we hit 84 degrees, 89 the record high, 79 is what's normal. Okay, here's the Clearview radar. There you see clearly the line of thunderstorms moving ahead of the cold front, sweeping now through Central Florida. This is the line that brought the heavy weather to Orlando and caused the problems there. It's going to be sometime early in the morning hours or maybe even after sunrise now, because it is slowing down some as it's coming on down the state. Here's a satellite picture. Now watch as the big sat rolls and look at the bright colors in here. You're going to see the one batch moving through Florida but dying out, notice. But look right up in here. Here's the one moving through North Carolina, as I say, around Charlotte, Greensboro, all with tornadoes reported on the ground tonight. So if you folks have friends up in North Carolina, check with them, because they may have their power out. They may have some problems up that way. Okay, here we go with the temperatures now. And you're going to see, first of all, here, this was Greensboro, Alabama. This was this morning. And this was now a set of tornadoes that went through the area there, east or west central in Alabama, and also in Mississippi. 6 people were killed last night because of those. We don't have any confirmed reports out of North Carolina tonight. Now we go to the temperature map, and here's what's causing the problem. Look at the cold air here today and the warm air all through the south. Now, you know there must be a front in there somewhere. Watch what's going to happen tomorrow. See our 80s? Here comes the cold air sliding down the peninsula. Only 70s up to about Lake Okeechobee tomorrow. 60s in Central Florida, 50s in the rest of the state, and only in the 20s and 30s over most of the north. So we've got a nippy wind coming in here, heavy lake flakes up there, and snow as far south, and good snows as far south as eastern Ohio tomorrow. Even though it has been a warm winter, winter is back. Small craft use caution, northwest winds 15 to 20 tomorrow as the front comes in, 4 to 6 feet in the open sea, choppy in the bay, and 76 in the surf. Showers moving in later on tonight, about 70. Some of them could be pretty heavy. Rains early tomorrow, and then you'll notice the cool breeze come in, 75, and here's your 4 more days. Chilly wind, only 71 on Thursday. Slow warming, but staying a little on the cool side into the weekend. That's it. See you tomorrow. Here's Tom.
Thanks, Brian. Here are the final results now to our telepoll question. Should you be able to vote for none of the above on the primary ballot? 93% of those who called in said yes.
Good night.